Good day, this is Ray. Today is Saturday, May 1st, 2021. And for me, another day of social distancing. Hope that you, your family, friends, and loved ones are doing well, staying home and staying safe. Get a vaccine if you can. So, I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about today until, actually, I think it was yesterday. I was thinking about it. Just don't have a lot of time these days with work and trying to study for these exams. But this month, 2 years ago, would make when I was diagnosed with lupus. So it's been 2 years this month, later on this month, that I learned about my lupus diagnosis when I was in the hospital. It doesn't mean that I didn't have lupus before. It just means that's when I was diagnosed. As a matter of fact, I had symptoms probably a couple years beforehand that there was something wrong, but I was too afraid to do anything about it, and just would pass it off as being stress related or something normal getting older. And I think back on that time and how scary it was, for one thing, being in the hospital and having IVs in both arms and getting round the clock respiratory treatment. But then, to be diagnosed with something I barely knew anything about. I still know very little about. I know more now than I did, but, there's still a lot of things I don't know. I hadn't devoted a lot of time to doing an in-depth study of it. I am reading books on lupus and attending seminars and webinars, web conferences, and all those things, but right now, I'm working on getting my professional designations for my job. So really I had a chance to think about it. But anyway, 2 years ago was a very scary time for me. And I'm going to look at my notes here. But I was diagnosed back in May, of course, May of 2019. But I was hospitalized 6 times within a 2-year period. So September of 2018, I was hospitalized for a day, and they said I was being treated for anorexia and dehydration, and that's partly true. I mean, up until the time I went into the hospital, I was vomiting constantly. Couldn't hold down any food or any water for nights, and then I got treatment, was there for a full day, and then discharged. Fast forward to May of 2019, and I was hospitalized again, initially for the same reason, but I think at that time they had diagnosed me with renal failure, and I was treated I was treated for a number of days. So that was from May 2nd until May the 9th, and that was 8 days. But during my hospital stay, one of those nights I woke up and I vomited, and the vomit went back into my lungs, and that's when I got aspirational pneumonia, and I was being treated for it. And they got my oxygen levels to about a normal level. Was discharged for a few days and returned May 12th, and my oxygen levels had dipped again, went very low. I seem to recall it went as low as the 70s, the hot 70s. And that's when they put me on 100% oxygen, aggressive, round-the-clock respiratory treatment, all sorts of medications. I was also hooked up to IVs, I forget, for, all sorts of different reasons. But ended up being in the hospital another 11 days. So in May of 2019, I was in the hospital for 19 days. Fast forward a couple months to August of 2019, I was hospitalized for 5 days, and that was because I had a reaction to Rituxan, which was infused. I want to say maybe a day or two before going into the hospital. And anyway, I was treated for 5 days, and I don't have all the treatments that that happened at that time, but that sucked. And then I moved back east, and a day after I went back to work from being off for about 3 months on a short-term medical leave, was hospitalized for a pulmonary embolism and deep vein thrombosis, or PE-DVT. I was in the hospital for 2 days and discharged. It was a shorter stay, but it's probably one of the most painful experiences I've had up to this point. Even having a kidney biopsy, which a kidney biopsy is a painful. Excuse me. It is a painful, but after you have one, you're urinating blood. And that's not a fun sight. I could tell you that much. It's very scary. But anyway, the PE-DVT had severe pain in my chest. I couldn't even lay down. It's very painful. And they treated me with blood thinners, and I've been on a blood thinner ever since, and found out that in particular men with lupus, they have a higher rate of getting blood clots. So that's fun. And then last year, February 12th through the 16th, I was hospitalized after having a grand mal seizure at work. And, going to the hospital, it's just a normal thing. It's not. It's very expensive. And, like I said before, in 2018, I met my deductible. 2019, I met my out-of-pocket maximum. 2020, I met my out-of-pocket maximum. So far this year, I hadn't met my deductible, so that's good news in this May. What sucks, though, and I just found this out recently, is that my prescriptions don't count towards my deductible. So even though I have a few $100 spent towards my out-of-pocket maximum, none of my medication costs are being covered by my plan until I meet my deductible. So I'll probably meet my deductible, I'm thinking July, because I have a couple more doctor's appointments. I have a appointment with a dermatologist coming up this month, as well as I have a appointment with my neurologist coming up, I want to say June or July, and probably one with my rheumatologist. So those are about $250 a pop. So I'll be paying for that. And what I'm trying to do, and I'm getting close to it, is building my savings up to the point where I can handle those costs. But I think I may have mentioned in a previous video, I do have an HRA, which is a health reimbursement account, and my company, they contribute some money towards that, and I have to do certain things and meet certain incentives, and so that has helped. So if I can have a portion of that come out of my HRA to go towards my deductible, and then I meet my deductible, then the plan will cover 90% of my expenses, and I have to cover 10. So that's a good thing. But like I said, I'm trying to minimize my spending this year so I can catch up, because I still have to pay off this loan that I took out to help with the cost of the move and some other things when I moved back east. So I got a lot going on. So I do want to apologize for the quality and the content of my videos. Some of it can be very repetitive. And the first videos that I did, I told you it's all about therapy. It's about me speaking, because throughout the week when I'm not at work and I'm not talking to my colleagues, I just shut down and I study. I go into my hole, and I don't want to talk to anybody, because dealing with this chronic illness it's one of the hardest things I had to deal with in my life. And I found out this week too that people who are immunocompromised, in particular, were taking medications that suppress the immune system. The vaccine is probably not that effective. And, I'm saying that to say this: I do not regret getting the vaccines. It's the right thing to do, but it's sort of discouraging to know that I don't have the same protections that a healthy person would have with the vaccine, even though it probably triggered an immune response. I may not have those same protections, so I'm going to have to live life probably about the same that I have been over the past year plus. And I've been sort of living this lifestyle anyway for the past 2 years. Once I was hospitalized, bedridden for a period of time, I moved, changed job, changed positions, and sort of went into very deep depression. And now that I know that I'm probably not going to be traveling anytime soon, I'm going to encourage you, if you're watching this, to get your vaccines. Just do it, because you'll be protecting somebody else, protecting people like me who have a weakened immune system, and people who've had transplants and things like that. So it just makes sense. So talk to your friends, talk to your family, encourage them to get the vaccines, because it's not only going to protect you but protect others. And I'm going to keep masking, double masking, wearing my mask. I have to reconsider what my game plan is once we start opening up and going back into the office and everybody's back. How's that going to look for me? Am I going to be able to do that? I really don't know. So that's all I got for today, and I'm surprised I even went this long. I've got a lot of studying to do today and tomorrow, and I'm a little bit behind on this course. I'm taking this accounting course, and it's brutal. I got 3 modules. I completed 1. I'm going to complete the second one today, and then hopefully by next week I'll be finished with the third one and be done with it. But then after that, I got to register for another course, and hopefully I can catch up. And the next course is something I'm interested in, so it'll probably go a lot faster. But the rest of this year, I'm going to be taking the exam after exam up until about November. And when I do that, I'll have a total of 5 designations, which is cool, and some financial bonuses because of it. So anyway, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and you will know when I post my next videos. Until then, take care.